So for this Reidus and Cletus Weekly, we are the foremost experts here to tell you... Can you press the button that says light? It says light. Thank you.
There we go, backlighting.
That's our lighting person behind the camera. So in this very serious episode of Reidus and Cletus Weekly, we are going to be talking about what tools and supplies you should bring in your old car road trip.
That's right. And what I think we should bring is, obviously, a whole set of sockets.
Sockets are handy for old cars. Is your car 100% SAE?
No, and that's actually good because I've got a socket set that's both SAE and metric. Metric, so that you can use both.
So you want to make sure to bring the tools that match your car. My cars are old American cars, so they are 100% SAE. I have no metric bolts at all, so I don't have to bring that. But for Alex's car, the Datsun, or anything European, you probably want to make sure that you have bolts one way or the other. But a socket set is a good way to start.
That's right. What else do you need?
I always bring the simple hand tools. A hammer, screwdrivers, pliers. Those are things that you can use for multiple tasks. You know, they're pretty versatile tools and they're good to have.
Yeah, I love using the hammer for starting the car, actually.
No, but you can't actually hit a starter solenoid, but a hammer is good. I've also found it handy to bring a little piece of wood. You can put a piece of wood in between, say something you don't want to damage, and you're trying to hit with a hammer. You can put it between the jack and the car. That's the other thing. You should probably bring a jack.
Yeah, I don't think we brought a jack on our last trip, actually.
Do as we say.
Yeah, actually, I don't think we brought a piece of wood on our last trip either. Or a hammer.
No, but we've learned.
The title of this video is Things You Should Bring. Things you should bring on an old car road trip.
Things you should not bring are...
Yeah, well, says the guy, yeah. You're the guy that flew out to Calgary and we drove 3,200 kilometers together.
This is true.
Yeah.
The other handy thing that's good to bring are just basic spares. Like if you have, you know, an alternator belt, those are things that can break or get lost easily. And if you bring them, it gets you back on the road, no problem. Whereas without it, you are totally screwed and you can't really get home.
Yeah, you can't even make it to the parts store usually. Is that it for, what else have we got for like tools and stuff? You want to have definitely like maybe a multimeter is probably a good thing to have just in case you've got electrical problems.
I was thinking we can move on to fluids you need to bring.
Oh yeah, definitely transmission fluids, one of them, oil. If you've got a car that leaks a lot of coolant, like the Ford actually leaks a little bit of coolant, it's always good to have some
coolant,
premix.
Oil, trans fluid, those are the basics. If you've got a manual transmission car, just pray before you leave. You can't really top those up on the road. You've got to take out the
you gotta go on the side.
Pump it in. It's a big mess. But they don't really leak. Manual transmissions are pretty good.
No, they don't leak. It's just that I don't even think they burn much.
No, they don't burn anything. They shouldn't.
No.
Give it time.
Yeah.
You'll see it out on an episode.
Yeah, we'll blow something up like that.
So basic fluids are good to have, and if you're cheap like me and you don't have a bunch of funnels, water bottles, if you have a knife, just cut off the bottom of it, turn upside down, and you can pour it through the neck of the bottle.
That's right.
And that usually works pretty well, because we always have, you know, drinking water in the car and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you can't afford a $2 funnel, make sure you have a $75 Leatherman.
Yes. I think the other big thing would be safety things. Fire extinguisher is a big one.
Yeah, we do. That's one thing we actually do have on every one of our trips is we bring a fire extinguisher just because there's no reason for you to have a fire and then just watch your pride and joy or your pile of crap burn to the ground by the side of the road and then you're stuck somewhere. Yeah,
that's a really important with cars like ours too, which we put a lot of work into and we really like, but they're probably worth like $2,000 because the insurance company would be like, here's $7.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would just get totally screwed if it was a total loss situation. So fire extinguisher is good to have. What else do you need to bring?
Well, that's a lot of what you need to bring. You know, screwdrivers, wrenches, and stuff like that. It's kind of obvious. We keep a pretty tight kit because we also have to bring all of our camera gear.
It's true.
What about stuff that you can't live without on a road trip? Because we've done a whole bunch of road trips. What's something that we always want?
Sunglasses. I always forget. They're so essential for a road trip.
Yeah.
I always forget sunglasses. I usually take like a few cheapos because I know they're just going to get lost.
The chairs and seats eat them.
I know, they just get lost. I think Alex left his on the trunk of a car once and we pulled away and they're just gone to the wind.
Yeah, I think it fell out when I was leaning over to pick something up. I think something is a radio. And I know maybe for stuff like the Corvette or even the Datsun is pretty loud, but it's nice to have music, and you know, we're both big music fans, so to just cruise along the road with one of us talking is absolute agony. We can't I can't have that.
The other thing that's good to bring on old cars, you know, especially open top ones, they beat you up. It's actually like a lot of work to drive them long ways. Is you want to bring some drinking water because like you will get dehydrated and tired. So just bottles of water, you know, it doesn't matter if it's like Dasani or if it's just like a bottled thing, like a jogging
No, only
water bottle.
Dasani. Only Dasani is allowed.
Yeah.
That's it.
If you're too cheap, but Dasani does make a good funnel if then you need one.
That's true.
You can't do that with a jogging water bottle.
No.
And that kind of rounds it out.
Basically, also beef jerky is our favorite road snack.
Ooh, it's high in protein.
Yeah, it's basically it doesn't spill. You don't get crumbs all over the place like chips. It doesn't get your fingers all greasy. Beef jerky is great. Unfortunately, it's like what?
It's like $9 a pack or something.
No, it's like $5 a pack.
Oh,
but we always buy 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of expensive, but it's so worth it because you'll know if you're eating a bag of chips and you're just like, that sucks when you're driving.
It's all the bottom of the car now.
Oh yeah, and now you got to vacuum it out.
The other thing too is that jerky can stay in a car overnight and still be good in the morning. Like, you
That's
know,
true.
most foods you leave them out in the car overnight, they get gross.
That's if you don't eat the desiccant pack like I do.
All right, that's probably enough. That's probably more information than you needed. But now, hopefully, you have a full list of what to bring on your next old car road trip, and take lots because they're fun.
That's right. Take lots of old car road trips.